It's the Daily Dispatch, in discussion with Daron Mann.
Welcome to it in your Daily Dispatch for today, Thursday the 30th of September 2021. Lead story, hitmen fired 15 shots. The assassins of 42-year-old taxi and security boss Nkosi Goli were psychotically determined that he should die. They fired 15 bullets into the Kids Beach entrepreneur in what police believe was a planned assassination. And also off the front page of the Dispatch today, flood warnings as rain sets in over the Eastern Cape. The rain has arrived. The eastern half of the province can expect up to 70 millimetres of soft soaking rain in windless conditions this weekend, according to SA Weather Service spokesperson Garth Sampson. Those are your lead stories in today's Daily Dispatch. For more, go to dispatchlive.co.za. As you heard a few moments ago, lead story today related to the ongoing taxi wars in the Eastern Cape, and we speak today to a man who personally survived such an assassination attempt on his life just a month ago, an attack in which his driver and security guard was killed. Mr. Sibuyile Vatu is a taxi boss from Lusikisiki. Reasons for the taxi wars appear to be many and varied, and no one seems to be able to come up with a definitive answer. Firstly, if I could ask you to outline for our listeners what the story was. Your assassination attempt left your driver dead. You were injured. Tell us the story. When did it happen, and how did you see it from your perspective?
I was from Kawach, and then I'm turned back to the taxi rank. When I'm going home, I think about 5 k's from town.
5 k's from Buffalo City, or which town?
From Lusiki town.
From Lusikisiki. Okay, about 5 k's outside Lusikisiki. What happened?
Then we got the shot. I was thinking maybe something. But when I say, hey, my driver was shot about 5 times.
So your car was sprayed with bullets?
Yes, with the rifle. Or the R4 was a big gun.
What do you believe the reasons were for this assassination attempt?
No, these things happened from January when they killed chairperson. That time I was a vice chairperson. Then they killed the chairperson on 9 January.
Right.
From association, not from another association, same association.
Okay, so you're saying it's not from an opposition organisation.
No.
You believe it's an internal issue within which taxi association, Mr. Vatu?
It's from our association, Lusikisiki Taxi Owner Association, same association, not border, not NATO.
Right. Okay, so it left your driver dead. What injuries did you pick up?
They shoot my driver. I was on the passenger side.
Right.
Then after this guy, his brain is going to top of my trouser all over the blood and it's falling to me. Then I tried to control the car because the car was going fast, because when he was passing away, his right feet is went to generator.
Okay.
Now the car is going up and down, and this guy is shooting so much. I stay with the armrest to control the car, and I pull up my gun and I point them. The guys was shooting. Then when I point them, they was stopping to shooting, and I control the car up to my car going to head on with the tree. Then after there, I went out with the one security guard, because I got 2 security guards. We went out, we can't see nothing, can't see anyone. Then in the arm, I got the bullet in the arm, and the other side from the breast, yes, in the right side, to another side in the arm.
Tell me about the police response to the incident.
When you're talking about the police, that is a problem making this thing. Because some place, this guy is staying with it, with another policeman. No one arrested from 9 January when the chairperson died. And the treasurer on March is dead. And I went to police and I told the city police must take this thing to the region, not from the city. Because I don't trust the city police. You talk to them now, they go to tell someone, no, he said, no, pass the machine. And I believe with one guy, the colonel, how to call, Msio, in Mtata, in organized crime. I believe with that guy too much, because last time he came to Lusiki on 2018 when it was like this, from there was stopped, no one shooting someone. Now they send to me this guy to hear the story, what is happening, but I was very disappointed because of they send only the constable. You know constable, the constable in police association. Constable, the first police
What assurances can commuters using taxis in your area have regarding their safety? Because I would imagine it's dangerous for them as well.
I think on my side, if the police can work as a police, maybe everyone can be saved.
What do you think it will take to make everyone happy and to put an end to these taxi wars?
What I think we can make safety.
How would we do that?
I think if straight transport, when they had that, I got a problem with the transportation, must stop me from the taxi industry. That I believe with that, because these guys doing this called the taxis already. When transport is stopping, each and everyone violating the taxi violence in taxi industry. From there.
How many taxis do you own, Mr. Vatu?
5.
You own 5 taxis. And from your employees' point of view, your drivers, for example, how does it feel for them going to work every day and knowing that their lives might be on the line?
No, you see, when you're in a taxi industry, because they are safe, because each and everyone knows that even these guys shooting me for the taxis, when they can stopping my taxis already, I supposed to stop their taxis. It seems like in a family. No one can go to take my children or shoot my wife, because each and everyone got the wife and the family. That's why I know no one can touch driver or my child or my wife.
Okay, but you are clearly in danger. Have you taken any extra safety and security measures since the assassination attempt a month ago?
No, I've got the security even now.
Mr. Vatu, we wish you good health in your recovery, and we wish for a speedy end to the taxi wars. Just a last question. Has there been any action from the provincial government and the MEC when it comes to these issues?
No, nothing. And I wrote the email to Mrs. Nchenga, provincial in police.
Yeah.
I wrote on January. I wrote the email. She said me, Mrs. Matrizela, to come to hear what I want to say. After that, I phoned Mrs. Matrizela. She didn't pick the phone. That is a problem in this violence. No police in Eastern Cape.
Right, we'll leave it there. We're chatting with Mr. Sibuyile Vatu. He personally escaped an assassination attempt a month ago in the ongoing taxi wars that are plaguing the Eastern Cape. Mr. Vatu, thank you for joining us. From Taxi Boss, we move to reporter covering the taxi wars, and from the Daily Dispatch, Bonesile Ndaliso. Bonesile, the killings continue. You've been covering these taxi wars. What are the main causes as you understand them?
Well, number one, if it's not the taxi routes, it will be the jealousy, as the head of psychology at the University of Fort Hare, Professor Jabulani Kreswa, has said. And again, another problem here is that the road players in the taxi industry are fully aware of the problems that they have, but they are not prepared to actually speak out. And that was actually stated by MEC Weziwetigana Gotiwe, that is the transport MEC in the province. So, from time to time, we receive these calls that taxi boss has been shot in a particular area, and when you look at it, they just keep quiet, and with the police on the other hand, not being able to actually make any arrest. So yes, these guys are actually fighting among themselves, and only them can actually put this to rest by telling all the stakeholders about the problem that they are experiencing, that they are facing, so that there can be some sort of mediation by the Department of Transport and other government departments that have a role to play in the industry.
Bonesile, it was a very interesting point made both by yourself and Mr. Sibuyile Bata that we spoke to earlier. He's a taxi boss from Lusikisiki, and most people from the outside looking in appear to think that it's a fight for turf between rival organisations, but they overlook the fact that there, as you said, is a bit of jealousy and jockeying for position within the same organisation that leads to some of these killings. In terms of police action and action from the provincial MEC, what do you think it'll take to bring a closure to these taxi wars and will set everyone at ease?
Look, if you remember, early this month, the MEC for Transport, MEC Tikana Kochiwe, she had a meeting with the taxi industry role players, and just before the end of the meeting, one of the taxi bosses received a call, and he rushed out to actually attend to the call or to the person who was calling him, and he got shot just a few meters from the MEC's office, broad daylight. Now the MEC did actually propose a meeting, a follow-up meeting, for these guys to actually put on the table whatever it is that they seem to be fighting about, So the MEC made it clear that without them voicing out whatever problem that they are coming across, the department cannot be able to actually come up with possible solutions to the problem. So all this lies with the taxi industry players. As for the police, again, it would sound unfair to say the police aren't doing, their job. Yes, from time to time, they are actually to blame, for some of the cases that they are unable to resolve. But I'm not in a position now to say the police are on the wrong. Because if the MEC for Transport is unable to identify the problem due to the lack of incorporation by, the taxi industry role players, then I think we won't find a solution anytime soon. It all depends to the taxi industry players. Are they willing to put an end to this?
The thoughts of Bonisile Ndaliso from the Daily Dispatch, the reporter who's been covering the taxi wars which have plagued the Eastern Cape province, as well as other parts of the country, during the course of this year. And we look forward to an end to the taxi wars, and we look forward to more stories from you in the Daily Dispatch. Thank you, Bonisile.
Thank you, Daron.
That was the Daily Dispatch in discussion with Daron Mann.